Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a mother that killed her 6-year-old boy, then threw his body off of a bridge. 6-year-old James Hutchinson was reported missing Sunday morning by his 29-year-old mother, Brittany Gosney. Investigators said Brittany and her boyfriend, 42-year-old James Hamilton, showed up at the police lobby and reported the child missing. Police said that was the first red flag in the case because parents of missing children usually call 911. Hours later, investigators said Brittany and James told police the 6-year-old was killed in Preble County a few days ago. Saturday, February 27th around 3 a.m., the Middletown police chief said Brittany drove 6-year-old James and 2 of his siblings to Rush Run Park Friday evening, intending on abandoning all of her children. She later told officers that her boyfriend had been pressuring her to get rid of her kids in an attempt to put the blame on him. According to court documents, Brittany placed all 3 of her kids outside of the vehicle, got back in, and slammed the gas, taking off at a high speed. But 6-year-old James attempted to get back into the vehicle, holding on to the minivan door handle, which then drug his body on the gravel for a distance, and she may have possibly run him over. She left the park, returning approximately 30 to 40 minutes later, and found James in the middle of the parking lot bleeding from his head. She told police the 6-year-old boy was dead. After he was killed, investigators said the mother put his lifeless body in the car with the 2 other children and drove back to Crawford Street, Middletown, where they live. She then took his body upstairs and put him in a spare bedroom. At some point Saturday night, when her other kids were asleep, Brittany and her boyfriend took the dead boy's body, driving to the Ohio River and throwing him over the I-275 bridge. Rescue and search teams searched the river up and down Monday in an attempt to recover the boy's body, to no avail. The mother, Brittany Gosney, was charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence, while her boyfriend, who helped dispose of the boy's body, was charged with the same, but without murder. They're being held on a $1,100,000 bond. During arraignment, the mother claimed to have a learning disability and didn't understand her rights. Her 2 other children, both 2nd graders, were placed in foster care, and her 4th child had previously been removed from the home. Guilty by confession, throw her disabled ass over the fucking bridge. There is no point letting her live. I mean, in my eyes, she killed her own kid. She had the intention of getting rid of all of her kids and leaving him in the woods, I don't know, to just fucking rot in the woods because her crackhead, meth head boyfriend, he doesn't want the kids. I don't even know if I believe that because he's so fucking skinny. I know she's getting more money on the food stamps for having 3 kids, so I can't imagine him wanting to get rid of the kids when they're most likely selling the food stamps for drug money, because visibly looking at him, you can tell he's on some type of shit. Regardless, I find it weird that he wasn't charged with the murder. I still kind of understand it due to the fact that he wasn't actually there when the kid died. He just helped move the body and throw the body over the bridge. But who's to say the kid was actually dead? We're really just going off what they said. Yeah, he was dead. Unless the other 2 children said, yeah, we didn't see him moving or breathing or anything like that, he could have possibly been alive when he was tossed off of the fucking bridge, which makes this case that much more disgusting. I can't imagine dragging a 6-year-old with a minivan on the concrete. It's crazy to hear things like this. And it makes me wonder why people even have children to begin with. How can someone influence you to get rid of your own kids? I don't see how that's possible, because I know that I would put people in the ground back to back over my daughter, especially to preserve her life and safety. I'm not sparing anybody over my own daughter. So to hear that a 40-something-year-old man is with this fat-ass 29-year-old piece of shit mother and somehow manipulated her into getting rid of her own kids, I'm not really going for that. I think it was more something rooted inside of her. She obviously has some issues. She's trying to use that to her benefit in court. I'm sure she is retarded as fuck, but she understood what the fuck she was doing at the same time. I don't believe that she doesn't understand her rights because she has a learning disability. You're just a fuck up. There's no other way around it. Now, with people involved in cases like this, everyone will be like, oh, I hope they go to prison and get what they deserve. I've actually heard in women's prisons, women will target other women that do shit to their kids, especially in cases like this where they kill them or severely abuse them. The women inside of the prison will actually beat the shit out of her, poke her up, cut her, whatever. Versus in the male prisons, it wasn't like that in my experience. It's just you're seen as somewhat of a crazy person to do something like that. But it isn't the equivalent of being a gang member and killing another gang member. And now there's other people that want revenge. Nobody's really just gonna pick up a knife over the kid that died. That's in my opinion. So revenge, it isn't really a thing that happens in prison like that, how people assume it will. But at the same time, I mean, they deserve the worst in my opinion. To do that to a 6-year-old boy, he's innocent, you know what I mean? All of the kids were innocent. She didn't even intend on killing the kid, it just happened. And I'm sure that's gonna be a part of her defense, like, oh well, I didn't kill the 2 other ones. But why the fuck was the 4th kid removed from the home and not the other 3? I want to know what happened in that instance. How does one kid get removed from a home without saving the other 3? And I'm sure whoever was a part of that is looking at it like, damn, we fucking failed these kids. We saved 1, but we could have took these other 3. And even though the other 2 survived, they still have to deal with the fact that they were dropped off by their mother, witnessed their 6-year-old brother get dragged across a parking lot. Then his lifeless body was placed back into the car with them. So they're sitting next to a dead kid, their dead brother, in the fucking car. And they're 2nd graders witnessing this type of shit. It's crazy. I don't even really know how to express how I feel about it, except there should just be no sympathy or remorse shown inside of the courtroom. You know, they say it's wrong when it comes down to an eye for an eye, but I wonder how many people would do the things that they do if the punishment would be the exact same thing that you did. Let's drag you by a car first and then throw you over a bridge. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm sure the majority of y'all are gonna be just as disgusted as I am. And let me know what you think is a fair punishment for the both of them. Do you think he should be charged with the murder as well? Since we don't know if the boy was alive when he was thrown off of the bridge, are we going off of their word? What sentence do you feel is just? Because I guarantee abuse of a corpse, that's like digging someone up and slapping them around. That's not really a major offense. So I don't see the boyfriend getting a significant amount of time for this. But let me know what y'all think should be done. It's 10 out of Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.